video. I am your personal funky sim pilot. My name is Arkady Gidzenko, and I will be your captain for today's flight. And today's flight, something different will take us from the Ponta Delgada to Funchal. I'm not really sure if I got the pronunciations correctly, so from the João, Paulo, the second airport, and to the Cristiano Ronaldo International Airport, or maybe known as the Madeira Airport in Madeira Island, Funchal. Both belonging to Portugal, within the Azores Autonomous Region, that is what it is called. We will be using real-world time and real-world weather. And today's equipment will be the Just Flight RJ Professional. Today we'll be using the the RJ70. And we got some mystery livery, so it's just going to be like a little charter flight, if you will. Flight time is approximately 2 hours. We're using real-world time, real-world weather, GSX, and the Airsoft Simple Traffic tool. So we're probably getting some sunsets when we're flying, but looking at the weather, it's probably time we get above those clouds, because down here below it is quite gloomy, I must say. Alright, so let's hop onto the flight deck here. And let's have a look here. Board using GSX, that's all okay. So let's first get our OFP. And let's get to the output. And see if we go to the airport page. It's asking import assembly OFP payload, so import please. So we got all these numbers now from the assembly. Just have a quick refreshing sip from my cola. Drinking the El Cheapo variant today. Alright, so we got all the numbers in here. We'll check those momentarily to see if they're actually the same as in the flight plan, the OP, but very likely so. So I think we should just start GSX. Let's just see. Should say everything GSX handling. So that's what we want. Before we do that, let's first start up the aircraft, or at least get some power going, and maybe also connect the ground power unit. So the battery 1 and 2 are on, and then we can turn on the nav lights and the avionics master, autopilot, and the yaw dampers. External power is available, so that goes on now. And let's get some juice to the galley. So then we can open up our GSX menu. And then we can open up our GSX menu. Just felt like saying that twice now. And let's see. So let's just request boarding. And there's a little music again. I'm okay with this, but let's just turn it down a little bit. Just so there's something tingly in the background. I'm thinking that's a lot better. Okay. Let's have a look outside. Looks like we need to extend the stairs.
Do you want to go through?
Yes, both please.
Blue bus is coming.
Cool. I'm very much liking the little lights here on the stairs, man. looking very fancy. It was a very short aircraft, a small plane. We will not be taking a lot of passengers. I believe it's at 81 or something, or 85, so nothing too much. That's the crew bus arriving. So this is interesting, the pilots are arriving and we're actually already in our seat, so that's always interesting stuff, isn't it? Let's get some instrument lights happening. And of course today with us is Mike. Mike, how are you doing? Good, thank you. Very good. So panel instruments. I believe you just set these to nav like that, and then like 12 minutes later we should be online. If you also let's turn on the ETHOS displays as well on both sides. So the aircraft's trying to acquire its position.
Your passenger's bus is coming.
I think up here for now there's nothing really we have to do. So I guess we can just enter our flight plan and all the other numbers and everything that we need. So it's recognizing this is the Avro RJ70. That is good news. Doesn't always do that. The active cycle is February 20th, March 20th of the year 25. So we're at the correct nav data position in it. So LPPD. That is where we are. As far as I know, the gate button does not do anything, so we can just ignore that. For now, we'll just copy our IRS position and just enter it here. So there's our passengers. Oops. Let's have a closer look from here. Look, there's our passengers. That person is carrying a very light suitcase. He's juggling it around like that.
Good afternoon.
Alright, so let's enter our route. We just refer to the OFP. It's the easiest way.
Good afternoon.
OFP, the easiest way from A to B. So LPPD, out of runway 30.
Hello.
Origin, LPPD, destination.
Good afternoon.
It should be LPMA, I think is the code, right? LPMA. So the flight number will just be Whiskey for Papa 812. So runway was 30. Can enter that now as well.
Hello.
But we will do this later anyway. Alright, so via Ortil, let's just activate what we have so far.
This way.
And let's also execute. So the routing,
May I see your boarding pass?
we will have the VSM 9 Romeo departure
Hello.
via VSM. Not really sure how we'll do this, or we just go to enter.
Hello.
Let's skip this and then direct to ETROX.
Hello. This way. Hello.
So ETROX, that's a direct 2 basically, that is in. And then after ETROX,
This way.
there's another direct. Not really sure how this works. 35 November 020 West. This is just coordinates, right? So maybe we could just choose IRKID. I don't think we can enter this really, I'm not really sure. 35 North 020 West.
May I see your boarding pass?
At least that's how I read it.
Hello.
030 or 020?
Pass?
020.
Hello.
W.
This way.
And this is then a airway. What does it say here? It says direct,
This way.
but it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 digits, so that's not a waypoint. It is taking it. That's pretty cool. Let's execute what we have so far. Next page.
Good afternoon.
Direct to IRKID,
May I see
and then we have the IBBAN 1 Papa arrival for runway 23. So IRKID,
This way.
that's direct.
Hello.
Execute, and that's basically the main flight plan. So now we will enter the departure and arrival. So the departure, runway 30, BS79 Romeo. So we go to departure arrival. Departure 30 is active. I got the V something VSM9 Romeo. VSM9 Romeo, that's I think right there. Transition on. So we may have to actually put in VSM unless that is already part of it. So let's execute. Alright, cool. Boarding is completed. Arrival
Cabin crew, arm doors and cross check.
IBBAN 1 Papa for 23. Let's get the catering service as well. IBBAN 1 Papa. Runway 23. Guessing RNAV or RNAV, actually not really sure. Is the catering service coming? Catering vehicles on their way, okay. Do we have additional services? Laboratory service. Well, why not, man? We're still sitting here anyway. So RNF 23, let's see. We got RNF arrivals. So if we go to La Palma Airport charts, approach, runway 23, there's RNP Bravo, RNP visual approach. Is there also the RNP Bravo? Let's just take that transition PLM. I don't think that will be ours, so we're not choosing that. So we can just execute. So there's our catering vehicles. Catering to our needs. So that is that bit. So go to the next page. We'll have the entire flight plan. VSM is in there as well. And then there's an intercept, so probably go direct to 35 November 020 West for whiskey. It's all our little things, and then there is the little discontinuity. We'll look at that once we're airborne. So in the left page. I guess we should maybe set our fuel first, so let's see what the fuel situation is. Block fuel 6117, final reserves 2.5, so let's say 6.1, 2.5 for the block fuel and for the final reserves. And then we got flight level, cruising flight level 310. And average wind 293074. and average ISA deviation -0.2. So 6.1 and 2.5. So let's have a look. Wait, let's first actually go to our fuel page. So the aircraft. And fuel has not been loaded yet. So we go fuel, start refueling. This will be instant. I'm totally fine with that. So 6117. So the zero fuel weight is 32.4. Wait for action close forward service door, but I think that's closing. They're also closing, I believe. There we go. So that's our zero fuel weight, giving us gross weight 38.5. 38.5, that is correct. So 6.1 for the block fuel. 6.1. And then our reserves will be 2.5. Round it up a little bit. And the cruising altitude, today's flight will be flight level 310. The cruising wind will be 293 and 074. And the ISA deviation, I believe it was 2. Well, let me just double check now, because that's the one I forgot. -2. So we can enter, I believe you just do the little minor thingy 2. And that's the ISA deviation right there. And we transition altitude, we need to check the charts. So we got the departure chart right here with us. And then it says transition altitude 6,000 feet. Airport elevation 259 feet, by the way. Now the approach that we're going to do is actually in real life quite a challenging approach, I believe. At least I know it's for runway 05. Actually we will have runway 23, that's the opposite direction. But nonetheless it's probably going to be interesting anyway. 6,000 feet. And then basically the numbers are all set up. 6,000, execute. And that is pretty much everything set up here. So let's see the laboratory service. Are they finished? Are they done? Are they still on the job? I don't know. Who knows? Who keeps track? So they're doing their business there. So let's get a little bit of lights going here. So for the squawk code, let's just set something 3121. And we can go to transponder. So that bit is finished as well. Trim, I think like that should be okay for now. And the aircraft is also aligned. The IRS are aligned, so that's good. So we have signal, we know where we are. So let's set the QNH now. Just check the weather, go to meter. I'm hearing some loud noise to our left. I don't know, it sounds like some very heavy number 2 that they're doing there. Alright, so let's see, LPPD, that's where we are now. QNH 1007. Or 2974, but I believe 1007 is on here as well. Two 2974 1007. Check. Alright, so we got the altitude. So let's turn on the flight directors. Let's actually first have a look here at the overhead. Let's start the APUs. We will be starting our engines shortly. So the APUs are starting up. See the exhaust gas temperature or turbine gas temperature, it's called in this one, will start to rise. RPM is increasing. We'll actually need the left inner pump for that, but let's turn on all our pumps. The fan brakes can go to auto. Anti-skid on. And the left and the green lift spoilers as well. Engine pump 2 and 3. DC pump, AC pump, power transfer unit. The APU power is available. So we switch now to APU gen. Then we can turn off the external power. So let's also disconnect that while we're at it. So we keep like a clean situation here. Nothing wrong with that. Alright, so we got all of this. Generator 1 is not doing anything quite yet because the engines are not running, but we can turn that on. We have the fuel on board, so we can put on the fasten seatbelt sign. And we arm the flight deck emergency lights. The ice protection system should go on. That is almost it, I guess. Where's the APU bleed? We can turn on the APU air for that. So the no smoking sign goes to on. Cabin emergency exit lights are armed. Entry lights we don't need. We could maybe turn on the logo lights. And strobe, not the strobe, but the beacon. We will be starting our engines momentarily. See, usually there is some constraints and everything, but you know, we're just flying ourselves, so we can just go straight up to flight level 310. Nonetheless, let's have a look. Our departure runway 30. So basically 680 feet or above. We turn left 284, and there's a intersection point basically with a radial for the VMG. But this is all basically an RNF departure anyway, so the aircraft will fly it on its own. But at least we know what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to sort of take off, go a little bit left, and then make an actual left turn, basically fly back to 153 degrees. And that will take us to the Santa Maria VSM VOR right there. And there is basically no terrain around us except 5,500, but we're not going there. So that bit is all set up. So what we'll do, just see, flight director, let's turn those on. And the altitude can go to flight level 310. The takeoff speed will do a flat 18 degrees takeoff, rotate 123, V2 135. 135 should be in the box as the minimum speed there. Cannot arm the auto thrust yet in the RJ70, so we'll do that once the engines are started. VNAV is not operative, but LNAV is, so we'll turn on LNAV. And I think that is pretty much it. I will turn on the nav radios, even though we will not be using any kind of ILS, because it's just going to be an RNAV approach and basically a visual visual approach, basically. And see, we can leave the thrust here as it is, I guess. So then we probably should be ready for pushback. There might be some thingies, let's see. Oh, let's report ready for pushback. So where is that? Prepare for pushback and departure. So we set the runway 30. Let's actually remove the chocks. So the runway.
We are ready for pushback.
Runway 30. So let's have a look at where we are. Not a very big airport, nonetheless. Good not to miss your runway. So that's on the other end. So we just this has no taxiways. We just have to basically push back with your nose to the right, follow on echo. That will take us straight to the runway. And then we just follow the runway to the end, and there's this little point where we can turn around. So that's what we'll do. That's very straightforward. So we push back, nose to the right. Alright, is there anything else? We will wait until the engines have started before we extend our flaps. So they're playing with our aircraft now. So that was nose to the right, tail to the left. Let me double check, yeah. Alright, so releasing parking brake.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at wheel.
Alright, so we're rolling. So let's start the engines. That's 4 of them. The engine start master goes to 1. And engine number 4. And start that sucker up. So the N2 starts flowing. Or actually not flowing, but it's N2ing. Add some fuel. And there comes the EGT. And our N1 percentage is going up as well. So this lady here that you see in the lower right, she's a fan. As you can see, she's very enthusiastic. She's been a member of the channel for a long time. And every time we're at this airport, which this is actually the first one, she's here. If you ask me, that person there in the yellow is walking very, very close to the engines. But we are actually starting up engine number 4, which is way on the other side. But if it were me, I would jump into that engine. And it's maybe a very distasteful joke. It's not how I meant it, but you know what I mean. Alright, so let's set the parking brakes.
Waiting your confirmation for a good engine.
You know, that's the thing sometimes with jokes, right? It's a hit or miss, and sometimes it's just hit and you become a hit. Alright, so let's start the engine number 3. Engine number 3 starts. Let's also get some overhead lights, or some lights in the overhead panel. I'm expecting the sun probably to be down by the time we touch down. But there's hope. There is a chance we do not touch down at all, or at least not voluntarily. And totally sitting here talking without adding fuel. So hopefully we did not kill our engine or anything. SE pump on, brake fence select on. So they're just waiting for us to finish. I'm telling you, I do not feel the pressure. That's a beautiful plane and beautiful sound, man. Alright, so what's the engine situation? Steady engine. So, engine number 2. The NT will shoot up to 10. RPM 10. And add some juices. And let's get this baby drunk. We're going to get this baby drunk and take her to places. Okay, kids, don't do that. Okay. So now let's be irresponsible again. Alright, 17. EGT is now reaching maximum, starting to drop. That's a good indicator, so we can start engine number 1. This will, there you go, that's basically finished. 7, 8, 9, 10, and fuel. So we should have enough hydraulics So let's put the flaps to 15 or to 18 degrees. Let's lock the flight deck door. We're squawking Charlie. We're not using the TCAS system there. May do that later. So what's this saying now? Parking brake is on. Electricity, that's all correct. So the generator 1 and 4 now appear offline. It's because the engine start system is still running. So let's turn that off. Let's quickly confirm here. Yeah, we have engine start. Let's also confirm to the people around us. Confirm with engine start.
We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
So we turn off the engine start master. The generators come online. So we are actually now on engine power. And the message should be clear. Parking brake is on, that's everything. We'll leave that on until we start taxiing. Let's see, anything else we need to do here, people? We got max toga thrust.
I'm launching gear.
There she's morphing with the nose of our aircraft. Those are the scarier things of the job.
Left is clear, right is clear.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Let's turn on our taxi lights. I believe that the runway lights just, the landing lights go to the down position. Got runway entry lights as well. They're on. Let's see up here, was there anything we need for now? Let's see, we got the anti-ice, the ice protection system on. Anti-ice we do not need right now. I think this is looking good. The beacon was already on, so only the strobe is left until we reach the runway and get on there. The engines are running, so we can also arm the auto thrust now. So let's release the parking brake and let's get out of it. The flap setting, let me just double check, it looks a little bit funny, but it's actually on 18% or 18 degrees, so it's good. So let's also have a little bit of taxi music. So there's a nice 80s vibe going on in the cabin. So that's us. Such a cool plane, man. So since we're getting ourselves on the runway, even though we still have to backtrack, let's just turn on the landing lights and the strobe as well. Any moment now would be nice because we'll have to turn. Don't think that is it. Let's first turn. That's what you get when doing it all at the same time as one person. Alright, so let's find the strobe lights again. Still way up there. That's it, I believe. And this 80s vibe is more than enough, so let's kill the music there. So if it is actually dark by the time we are on final approach, it might become very interesting. if you, the runway at Madeira, runway 05, which is the opposite direction that we are landing today, runway 05 is actually one of the Microsoft Flight Simulator challenges. I don't really do them very much, but yesterday I was trying a little bit, and I did the challenge for runway 05, but it didn't look pretty. It was with the standard Airbus that's in there. Basically, I'm not blaming it on the standard Airbus, it's with the Airbus A320. But it was difficult. There was a lot of wind, and I mean, I got it down, but you know, it looked horrible. So yeah, that's definitely an interesting approach. Now, I'm really not sure about the other directions. Probably it can never be as bad as the as the runway 05, but it will still be it might be a challenge. It's very close to the coastline, basically. All right, so here we are. Let's see. We'll get ourselves lined up. So let's do a little config check and get the crew ready. I don't think the crew has reported ready yet, so take your seats for takeoff.
Please take your seats for takeoff.
And then there's this little button here, config check. Is happy because it's not lining at us. So let's see for the takeoff thrust.
Cabin is secured for departure.
We could do reduced if we wanted to, but let's not. Let's go for max, and we'll use 93.8% percentage of N1. So we'll just let the engine stabilize until 50 RPM, and then we'll click this little hidden spot there for the to set the takeoff thrust, and then we go to climb mode and level change, and we need to change the speed in the box there to something higher. You know what, let's actually do that right now. Let's just make that 250. It's just going to save valuable time in during a moment where lots of things are happening all at the same time, and the workload is actually quite high there, so that's definitely going to help out. So LNAV's armed, auto thrust is armed as well, flight directors are on both sides, and they're also in the window. We got our cruising altitude, so we're going straight to flight level 310. Heading, not too important, we could put it to the runway heading, but let's just leave it, it's fine. And I think that should be it. Could turn on the TCAS system, even though I hate the crap out of it. And then all we need to do is start the timer and get going. So the parking brakes are already released. Let's go to about 50% of N1. And we set takeoff thrust.
Airspeed alive. Check thrust.
And now let's go to La Palma and see if we can land this baby there.
Thrust set. 80 knots. Go. Rotate.
Rotating.
Positive climb.
Easy there on the climb right. Gear
Gear
up.
up selected.
So let's do level change. Actually, maybe not yet. Let's first actually get some speed. My apologies for that. For the last minute decision there. So drop the nose a little. Also like following the flight directors.
Speed checked. Flaps 0.
Flaps 0. So let's turn on the autopilot and level change. IAS is blinking at us. There it is on, AP is on, left on navigation is on. And the auto thrust is takeoff mode. And we're climbing 3,300 feet per minute. I'm not really sure when, but we can at some point engage the climb mode. But maybe I guess maybe actually now is not a bad time. So let's just do that, climb mode. We can turn off the runway exit lights.
Ladies and gentlemen, the cabin crew have been released to begin their service. But please note that the seatbelts on these are still on.
I did not quite get what she said. Mike, what are you being lazy? Come on. Alright, so what are we looking at? Let's zoom in. I believe that's yeah, on the navigational display. Or actually zoom out, I should say. And then we're taking a left turn to VSM. That was 159 degrees or something. But the autopilot is worrying about that. We don't have to worry. Let's have a look outside. Very cool little airplane this. Alright. We've passed 6,000 feet, so we can now go to standard pressure. So 29902. Or 1013. There you go. So TSM is out, 56 pounds. So we do have some seats here, yeah. Interesting, let's have a look. Imagine this is your view sitting next to this big ass engine. (9,300 feet), our speed is 250. Once we reach 10,000 feet, we can up that speed to 280 knots. To continue our climb. The auto thrust is now in climb mode. Engines are engineering and they look pretty stable. Fuel quantity is still present and also in the right amounts. And nothing else here left we need to clean up, I guess. We can unlock the flight deck door, so that we can receive coffee and colas and peanuts and maybe some fans. Alright, 10,700, so we can definitely turn off the landing lights, and let's also turn off the seatbelt sign.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has switched off the fasten seatbelt sign. You are free to move about the cabin.
We go to full range on the navigational display. This is what we get, so we do not have everything yet. But we'll get there, but basically there's no terrain below us. It is just water and even more water. And we're even at this moment flying through water as well. So yeah, welcome to planet Earth, where there is water in abundance, just like greed and some other messed up things. But there's also love and very cool things as well. It's just a matter of putting things into people's perspective, you know. so the weather is quite persistent. Still beneath the clouds. So now climbing at 900 feet per minute, not as aggressive as in the beginning. So we're not going to stay zoomed out like that. Let's go 40. So these coming up. 13,800, we're already at standard pressure. That's pretty much it so far. With regards to the arrival, there is obviously some information, but there will not be any ILS or anything. Could have a look at that. So we come again via IBBAN, that is our entry point basically. IBBAN 1 Papa arrival to MA 538, and then down for 8.5 miles to Pilem, initial approach fix, and then we go this direction. So Pilem at or above 3,000 feet. So we chose the RMP Bravo, right? So let's have a look at that one. So Pilem, that's also a holding point, probably for a missed approach. So Pilem, and then heading 226 to MA 561. This is all just in the FMC anyway. To the Funchal VOR. Which looks like it might be the last point, and the rest probably visual. So there is some terrain to our right. When you look at the charts for runway 05, you will basically also come through via here, for instance, and you will take a little turn. But then there's all these terrain altitude numbers, because there's a lot of buildings there and stuff, and it's crazy. And you have to be like at 1 mile or 1.1 mile from the runway, which is around here, I believe, which is really short. So basically, you could just come flying towards the island. With quite a lot of terrain, so you have to be really, really close. It's quite a challenge. I'll definitely try that on the channel with this aircraft or some other aircraft, but like after a full flight, that would be cool. Today we'll just use this runway, but let's just see if there's anything to look out for. RNF procedure for cloud breaking, followed by visual approach, only effective when external visual reference to the terrain exists and can be maintained from at or before reaching the MAP, and continue visual with the required vertical descent profile according to RMP visual approach runway 23. The runway may not be or remain in sight at all times, but other visual cues surrounding the vicinity of the airport may be used as sufficient external visual reference. So basically they're making it sound really positive, where they're saying, you know, other visual cues may be used, you know, like, yeah, feel free. I think basically what they're saying is, dude, man, there is a chance at some point you will not see the fucking runway, okay? And when that happens, you know, be wise about it, and, you know, just use visual cues surrounding the airport, you know? But it's very nice to give us clearance. I will not bitch too much about it. Alright, so Pilem, 226 degrees, and then it's mandatory 2,800 feet. And then 227 degrees, and that's basically towards the runway. That's about 5 miles out. So Pilem, MA 561, MA 562 is the go around, I guess. Let's have a look at that on the look at the clouds, looking pretty. Let's look at the FMC. If we go to the legs page, we'll have to fix something here as well. There's a discontinuity after Pilem. So after Pilem, we do not have those points that we just saw, as you can see. So Pilem, and then it goes to Mike Alpha 562. That is not the go around yet. So we could put in Mike Alpha 561. Actually, I expected it to be here. But let's just enter that. and we can get rid of the discontinuity like this. So at least now we should have all the waypoints here as well. So MA561 is now in, and then MA562. And then from there, it doesn't say anything, so it'll just be visual, I guess. Does it say how far this was? 5 miles, right? So I was reading this wrong, MA562, and then to the runway. And it doesn't really say how far out it is. But I guess we'll see. Something's turning, and that's our plane. And we're at VSM. So in that sense, there's really not a lot to it. What else do we have? Wind limitations for landing relative to touchdown and animal meter. 2 meters mean values only. This looks like a sad smiley. I don't know. I've just put max permissible wind. 15 gusts 35. 20 gusts 30 knots. Wow. 25 knots. The landing 2, 3. So what exactly is the same answer to the mid or Rosario anemometers? Anemometers. Shall we just ask how far is 1 anemometer? In terms of visual, 1199. Anything else that we need to be aware of? Caution, execute all turns over the sea due to high terrain to the north and west of the airport. Alright, sir, can do that. And we can also have a look at the airport chart itself. See, sometimes there might be some information, like bird activity or whatever. Construction at some points, or like taxiway alpha is closed for maintenance, all that stuff. So our runway 23 wind limitations when taking off, we already saw that. Cruise. Well, I'm predicting a non-voluntary landing in the water or with terrain. Or should I call that touchdown? So that's it, airport elevation 191 knots. Pretty much the same as we're coming from. A little bit lower. So we're still in the clouds here. So I'm still hoping for the Azores sundown moment of the golden hour, and we have maybe some interesting views, but real world time and real world weather, so this is what we get, man. No special treat. Alright, 250, totally forgot to upper speed to 280 knots. And we're still steady, so it's okay. Go 280. AP still on. Natural navigation, climbing. I think everything's looking good. So let's just keep on doing this. Our top of climb should be there. But I don't think this is actually based on the prediction of our current attitude and speed, but rather what the flight plan is thinking. As far as I know, I think I got the impression once that that's basically what it is doing. Alright, so while we're climbing away, let's find some window view. Maybe not too much engine on it, like this is like insane. But really cool though. So it is a little bit freaky that you can see the passengers like that sometimes. So I'll be stepping off into the galley, get a fresh cola, and I'll be back before you can say blueberry pie. Alright, so here we are. Oops, that is the wrong button. Let's get rid of the BRB thingy. Okay. So this will take us back to the flight deck. So we got flight level 231. Speed now 280 knots. And 18 minutes into the flight. So top of climb should be up there, but I don't think we'll make that. But let's have a look at it. It would be interesting to see. Let's zoom in. So that will be like in a couple of seconds, but we're never making that. So this is definitely not based on the actual status, but rather, well, you know, basically it's telling us we're late, you know. That's what it's telling us. Yo, bitch, you're late. So up next, ETROX, 20 miles. If we look at the flight plan, what can we expect? In that sense, it's not the longest, just there's some distance between waypoints. So after ETROX, we get to the funny one, the 35 November 020 whiskey. And then IRKID, and then IBBAN is already our, basically our, the start of our arrival. And we should be there at flight level 220, so around IRKID is probably going to be our top of climb, I would think. I think actually the aircraft has, let's do it like this, stand by. I believe we could see it as well, like on the progress page or something. Maybe first choose FMC. Progress, that doesn't really say. Then we have VNAV, I think that's it here then. So to top of climb, so there's a countdown. But since we're not cruising yet, this obviously does not really have quite the information that we need yet. But at least we'll know where to find it, and you know, we can just keep it on the second FMC there. I always like flying with Mike. It helps out with the call outs and everything. So there is a VOR at the airport. Let's enter that. So the Funchal 112.2. And there was also, I think, another one for the, let's see, what was that? No, that's just this one, it looks like. Okay. So that's it in 112.2. Fun. That's obviously still way too far out to be detected. So 26,000 feet and we're still flying in the clouds, man. I'm not sure if we should actually start to worry about I think maybe on the leading edges of the wing. Was there an angle here? Showing the wings like that. Oh, maybe here. This looks fine. And this one looks fine too. And this one sounds fine. There's some weird angles sometimes. So let's get ourselves back inside. Well, this is also fun to see the people here. But yeah. So this is actually our top of climb, since that's the altitude to be set. That's the green banana. That's in about 40 miles. So up next is the funny one, the 35 North 020 West in 186 miles. Then IRKID, still at flight level 310, then we descend to IBBAN. We're standing by the cruising altitude, or to reach cruising stage. Well, hello. There's absolutely nothing to see out the window. Hello, excuse me, ma'am. Do you have peanuts? She's not quite looking at us now, is she? Ma'am, if you... hello, ma'am, please, can you please... Okay, sir, do you have peanuts? Maybe, is that your daughter? Oh, that's your wife, I'm so sorry. Oh, not for you, ma'am. Oh, this is getting so awkward. Oh, there's Ellen. Hello, Ellen, how are you? Next to George. These are Alan and George with their son Sebastian. Sebastian is going through a rough period at the moment. He's, you know, he was in a band, but the entire band started making all of a sudden from rock music they changed to Japanese bubblegum pop music. And since he's playing the drums, and also because he has actual good taste in music, he was quite displeased. And so he is sort of withdrawn a little bit, you know, he's not as talkative as he used to be. But he's holding up okay. So his parents are now taking him to Madeira and see if they can get him laid or something. So that's very sweet of you, Alan. And remember, you know, yeah. Alright, ma'am, weren't you supposed to be sitting next to this gentleman here? I mean... Oh, you're twins! Twins, that's interesting. So this is Jean-Paul sitting there in the middle, holding his tummy. He's got a bad tummy bug going on. Alright man, let's get back to the flight deck, because we're about to reach our cruising altitude. So 1,000 feet to go. We're now at Mach 0.672. So we'll go a little bit faster once we're cruising, I would think. So slowly leveling off. We're now 28 minutes into the flight. And all four engines are looking normal, as do the fuel reserves. Looks like a little bit of blue skies above. But still very close to these clouds here. I'm guessing we should probably request like a climb to maybe like 3,300 or something. I have no clue how high this up goes. It didn't look very high, so in that sense. But let's just keep it like this. Alright, so we're reaching cruising altitude now. So let's go, I think this one, max continuous thrust. I'm not sure if this is actually the one you push for during cruise. Maybe I'll look that up in a little bit. So our speed should be 0.7 Mach. And we're now at 0.65. Now I would assume the aircraft will now start accelerating. Unless it is following. That's what it's doing, alright. So 0.7 Mach, let's do that. And we're on altitude hold here. But this is the most important, this is actually what the aircraft is doing. So alt hold, left on navigation 1, AP is on, and we're on Mach mode on the auto thrust. That means we should now also have a top of descent, 1922 Zulu. There was a timer here as well. That's in about 30 minutes. Am I correct? Wait, that's the top of descent, 1921. That's in about 30 minutes. That's sooner than I expected. And then if we check this is the VNAV page. If we check the progress page, we should see La Palma 1942 Zulu. So we'll touch down in about 55 minutes. And as I said, either voluntarily or involuntarily, but we will touch down. And our estimated fuel will then be 2.8 thousand kilograms. And our reserve fuel was 2.5, so that's more than enough. Actually, here it also says top of descent. That's I didn't know. That's cool. So 1921 and 1940. That's nice. I didn't know. Never noticed it. Probably been there always. Because I always go via progress or routine progress and VNAV and everything. We can just keep it on the progress page. We can try the weather radar. See if that does anything. That would be cool. It would be all red or something with bad weather in front of us or around us, really. Definitely a lot of cloud. Let's zoom out on the increase the range here on the nav display. So top of descent is right there. IRKID, 35 November 020 Whiskey. First speed is holding around 0.69. So missed approach, turn left. Quite important with all the terrain here, that you do not turn right. Turn left to Monac. Where the hell is Monac? That is here, and there's a holding point there. Oh, okay. To left to Monac, climbing to 3,000 feet at Monac, you join holding or rest direct. Missed approach with con failure, RNF1 required, you squawk 7600, proceed as missed approach. On Monac holding, proceed to MA412, then to Beelin holding, make one complete holding pattern at 3,000 feet, then perform another approach. Transition altitude will be 5,000 feet. And let's get the local weather, even though that can obviously still change a little bit. OFP and meters. Where is the 1013? That's basically what we're at now. So that sense looking good there. It's quite gusty. So wind 230, 18 knots, gusting up to 29 knots. That is a lot. Visibility 10 statute miles. There's broken clouds at 1400 feet, and there's a few clouds at 1600. Not sure what TCU stands for. Temperature 17, 2.13, and then QNH 1013. It is still daylight, so we might actually have a landing during sundown. Maybe even we'll touch down before the sun does. But that would actually be funny, because I was thinking this is probably going to be nighttime landing, but who knows? So Mike actually used to live there. Mike, didn't you? Yeah. Mike actually used to live there for about 7 years. He was in a satanic cult. That's where he met his wife. He was basically about to offer her, and something about the looks in their eyes, the fear in hers, and the enjoyment in his, just made something click in a way that they have never experienced before, you know. And it was love at first offering. They got married right then and there. So he offered his eternal love to her instead of offering her to the devil or whoever it is that they think they're offering shit to. But yeah, no, nothing bad, Mike. No. And Mike is now totally straight. Actually, he just has a little bit of a drinking problem sometimes, and he might be snorting some, you know, the snow, if you know what I mean. But he shouldn't do that, Mike. You know this. We talked about this. Remember? No, but it's Mike. He believes he earned his stripes, you know. And I guess, you know, he didn't go into this satanic cult without any reason, right? Right, so what are we looking at here on the overhead panel? The landing lights have been turned off. The fasten seatbelt signs have been turned off as well. I don't think there's anything else. Sometimes it's good to check, like sometimes I will see something and think, oh man, of course. But I think everything is as it should be. The APU is still running, not super necessary. At the same time, it's not super draining either. Let's just turn it off. So the RPM will fall on the turbine gas temperature will fall as well. And we can also turn off the APU generator. It's not being used anyway. So for those of you who like coffee, and some of you might like coffee so much that you don't even care if it's like real coffee or stimulated coffee. I mean, I'm not a coffee drinker, but I like a simulated aircraft. Also, when you close the door, everybody jumps. You see that? So you open the door. That's GSX. I did not lock myself out, did I? It really looks like it don't open. Oh my god. Alright. So there's a coffee machine. Brew. Well, it's already done, I guess. Well, so here is coffee, so if you want some coffee, feel free to help yourself. I believe these doors you can actually open, but let's not do that while flying. It is generally frowned upon. And let's maybe also not do this. Right, so it looks like... oh, there we go. Then probably I clicked something through the door. Well, that is really something that can happen. But here everybody's back. That's good. And I guess we can close the door actually for now. Where was the quick spot? Oh shit. Let's check that later. Just look, I did something. I hit the control. So let's turn the APU back on. So what are we looking at? So we climbed a little bit there. Yeah, so when I was operating the camera view, I wasn't holding the right mouse button, and then it all of a sudden changes your pitch. Right, so the aircraft settling again, flight level 310. We're 61 miles from F-nozzle. I think that's what it is. It's just called F-nozzle. Well, they just felt like typing it in a hip and cool, nerdy kind of way. And then IRKID, and then the top of descent. And the top of descent should be, what's our time? 1857, and it was a 21, so it's in about 25 minutes or so. So yeah, I'm curious to see how it's gonna go down. No pun intended there actually, but I know that the approach on this side, runway 05. Wait, what is this sound? Cabin high altitude. So let's cut out that sound. And I should probably start reading the manual. It is in auto mode. You can turn it to manual, but I have zero clue how to set this. We have FPM, feet per minute is your climb rate, I would think. Pressure is probably differential pressure. Altitude, manual rate, but I do not want to set the rate. So how do I change the altitude? I know you can dial this button, but I think that's actually the landing altitude. It's actually not doing anything now. But it says landing altitude. Oh look, this is landing altitude and manual rates. I'm not really sure how to work this. There's also a little window here. Landing altitude 0. Cabin altitude 10,500. Should be around 8,000, I believe. So, how in the hell do we change that value? Clear display fault. Well, there's no display fault, so just press it. Maybe if we switch back to auto, it's going to fix itself. That would be nice. And that message is still still burning, and the cabin altitude still blinking at us. What is this? Flight deck air, animal bay heat, cute. Outflow valves, ditch, normal dump. Primary full open, secondary full open. This could, let's see if we can, which dump? What's that going to do? It's rising, so let's ditch. It's still rising. Whoops. Let's dump. It just keeps on rising, so I have no clue, man. I'm not really sure what to do, what to make of this. We could set it, for instance, to our actual altitude. What am I doing, man? It wasn't even a manual, so why is it doing anything? This is looking really bad. I have no clue what I'm doing. I'm just pressing buttons, seeing what it does, and hopefully I will get to hear some angels descending down from the heavens with golden trumpets. Let's just put it on auto and hope for the best. But I don't think this message will go. As long as we do not pass out or something, I'm good. So we're now 20 miles from air nozzle. Looks like the ILS, or sorry, the VOR is not picking up yet, which is not a surprise. It's still a ways out, but sometimes the signal might be quite strong. It is actually set to VOR, so, and it's also set active. So no clue what we did here. So this is basically just like a display function. And then up here you can actually interact with it. But, well, as I said, no clue what I'm doing. Usually it's fine in this aircraft. I think I had it only once happen before. And I was flying and it started bitching like, hey man, I'm not happy, you know. Clear display fault, well, doesn't look like there's any display fault. It looks basically like it's set up incorrectly. Now it's changing to landing. This didn't do it earlier. Landing altitude was there's nothing between. I believe it was 192 or something. Let's find out. Runway elevation 191, so 200 would be okay. So with this one you change the landing altitude, and this one the manual rate, so the rate goes up or down. Yeah, I still do not really understand what your rate means. It obviously has something to do with compensating for climbing, like changing your altitude, basically, either climbing or descending, so that you make sure the pressure is artificially maintained to a level that is acceptable for the human ear, and maybe not only the ear, also the lungs and everything for human condition. So there's not too high pressure or not too low, you know. But the actual numbers behind it, and you know, like what they mean, I'm always uncertain about that. I've been trying to see if there's maybe like a click kind of thing here, but you cannot click it, you can just turn it, and that's everything. That's all you can do. It's not doing anything now, probably because it's in auto mode. Put it on manual, get feet per minute, rate, so this would be climb rate for climbing. MR. I don't know, what happens if you go below 0? Just goes MR down. MR up. Keep going. Just see what's going to happen. So it wants to max out at 2500 feet per minute. That's probably in both directions, so why not have a look at it? And I believe if you leave it alone for a couple of seconds, there you go, it does something, it changes. So pressure 1.8, probably like differential between outside and inside, but I have no clue. And once you change, you know, we'll just put it to 0 or something. Maybe that's exactly what we need to do, I don't know. So there's no climbing or no descending, right? But why is like 22,600 there and 1.8? I have no clue at all. In that sense, to me, to my brain, it is not quite intuitive. But maybe that says a lot about my cognitive skills and abilities. So this is sort of some override that you can either leave the normal ditch or dump. But probably has to do with the bleed system that's used to, you know, to up the pressure in the cabin or to like down it to release some pressure. On ditch and dump basically sort of the same. Like you ditch it, you know, you dump it. So instead of answering questions, actually giving more questions. Let me see if I'm still live. Just something I'm monitoring on the phone, on my phone as well. And my phone said we're offline, but I guess on YouTube I'm still on the line. Let me quickly refresh, so stand by 1 second. We're still running, man. Okay. So yeah, it's actually more, it's more a question, it's more like generating questions rather than answering them. So we'll just put this back on auto mode, I guess. Finally, some horizon kind of view. Finally, looks like we're above the clouds, like a normal airplane. like golden hour has pretty much started for us up here. The top of descent is in about 7 or 8 minutes, and then we'll leave all of these beautiful colors behind us, and we'll start descending. So this is basically cabin altitude. I can't help myself. No, that was the wrong one. This stays on 0. How do we change? Oh yeah, here. Let's just see if we can get this to 310 for those, there it is, for those 5 minutes that were left on 310. Whoops, now this is burning white. Wait, oh, that's probably saying pressure normal. Press and that will probably go if we put this back on auto and immediately trigger some sound. Press N is gone, but we do still have cabin high altitude. Alright, so top of descent 1922. Get the VNF page. Oh, 67 miles at 1922 hours. Let's get our full time up here as well. No, that's in about 7 minutes actually. Okay, 7-8 minutes. There's our DME. The FUN DME, Funchal. So 131 miles. If all else fails, we can at least navigate towards the airport using that, but that will not be necessary. So before we do anything else, let's quickly, let's see, where are we? Go to the plan page, and then we zoom in. See if we can see our final approach basically on there. We use the step button there. IBBAN is where we enter, then we go to MA 538 and then to Peeling, and then that bit is our arrival including the go around. Let's keep wanting to go up there. How do we zoom in here? This one. To Peeling, Mike Alpha 561, that's the one that we entered. Mike Alpha 562, and that will take us to the airport. What might be interesting to do is final approach course 227. Well, let's set that here, 227. I don't think we have to put it in the course box, but I'm just gonna put it anywhere I can now. So 227. And here as well. So after Mike Alpha 562, that's this one. Then we get ourselves to the runway. Let's see. Yeah, it's not saying anything else. Okay, so that's fine. Legs. And back to map page. So there's the top of the descent. Okay, now on our way to IBBAN at level 220, and our top of descent is coming up. So at IBBAN we need to be it doesn't really say actually here. Then let's go for 220. So let's set 220. Nothing on the weather. Let's tilt downwards. Range. Nothing at all. Just turn it off. So before we descend, let's quickly do a weather update. 230, 18, 29, 10, 1400, 1600. 17 QH 1013. So I guess that's going to be our numbers then. Let's start the descent. We're like 2 minutes early, but as always, I would prefer that. Let's go vertical speed, and let's start here. Oh, that's quite a lot. I'm not sure if you can see what I'm doing. Maybe I can zoom in a little bit more. So I'm watching the green banana there, and then changing the vertical speed angle, or the angle of descent rather. So to ensure that we will reach 22,000 feet at the position where the green banana is, so to speak. I'm not sure the thing has a proper name. Very likely so. So we'll reach that a little bit early, going like this. And we're not actually descending all that fast. Our speed is still okay. The speed should be 218 knots when we are there. We're now doing that, but we're more actually in Mach mode to this altitude. Let's have a look behind us and look at the golden hour. Some very nice colors around us. Just looking for a window view, it's not as noisy. Only to go to the outside view, which is equally as noisy. So the drone camera is basically in chase mode now, obviously. Let's get camera control. When you then say drone follow stop, and the aircraft will just shoot away. Let's do that for a second. There we go. Look at that speed, man. Let's reset position. Let me get this to the proper position up here where I will expect it the next time. But yeah, that's looking pretty nice. I'm curious to see how it's going to be once we're near the ground, near the airport. But we should be getting there. We can see our arrival time on here as well, no? The progress page, 1942. So we're touching down in about 20 minutes or so. So maybe let's just turn on the seatbelt sign. I wanted to have the door open so we could listen to her. So do we have a, where's our radio panel thingy? Okay. Well. Beautiful light. The yellow and the purple, they complement each other very well. Right, let's get back inside now and get into character. IBBAN, 5 miles, and we're at 22,000 feet. So then we go on, descending. Our speed should be 280 knots. We're speeding. Let's get the air brakes out. The air brakes are very, very sensitive, or very, what's the word? Very responsive. I do not see them. I don't know what's going on. Oh, there they are. Why is it going on and off like that? That's interesting. Let's set 280 here. So we need to descend 9,200 feet, speed 240. So we go 9,000 feet. We've wasted a little bit of time wondering about the speed brakes. Let's keep on descending. 9,000 vertical speed, and let's start with 2,000 feet per minute. And then we'll just see what the little banana thingy will end up. And that's more or less in the vicinity, but we do definitely need a little bit more. So maybe let's descend 3,000 feet per minute. 2,800. Maybe we can zoom in a little bit, like one step. So we can see a little bit better. So let's go 3,000 feet per minute. The air brake is still out. Our speed is going down, so that's good. Let's have a look outside. 20,000 feet. Here we have the message, the air brakes are out. So it looks like it's going on and off for some reason. It looks like it's supposed to do that though. I'm not too scared, but I didn't know it would do that. So it might be an interesting thing to read up on. So the decision altitude was like 1,199 feet, I believe. $1,199 radio. And how do you set it in this aircraft again? This one here. So that goes all the way up to 1,199. That is going to take very long. I'm not doing that now. So 60,000. Our speed is a little bit high, but for now it's okay. We will end up slightly before Mike Alpha 538 at 9,000 feet. So that should be okay like that. So we are at QNH 1013, which is actually the QNH currently at the airport. Let's switch back and forth. 1013 is still active, so we still have the same weather report basically. Wind from 230 degrees, 18 knots, gusting 29 knots. There's good visibility, but there is also clouds broken at 1400 and then a few clouds at 1600. So we'll see how that's going to work out. Let's have a look at the golden hour behind us. Those are beautiful colors, but we cannot look at them too long. We're 23 miles from the VOR, the FUN VOR. Let's go speed 240. It's supposed to be at around 240, so let's just get that down. Now the flight display can be a little darker, so it's a little bit better to read for me. So we're below 250 knots, that's already good, because we're almost at 10,000 feet. Let's see if we can retract the speed brakes and see if the aircraft can do it on its own. And there was something with this aircraft when landing. And what was that again? When the autopilot goes off, you also turn off the auto thrust, at least at some point, before the touchdown. And then moments before the touchdown, you need to deploy the air brake. And it also has some lift spoilers that should be already armed. So that's looking very pretty. And let's get back inside and stay on top of it. 3.4 miles from Mike Alpha 538. And then 8.5 miles to reach Pilem, 3,000 feet or above. And then from Pilem we go via Mike Alpha 561 at 2800. And zoom in a little bit more on the navigational display. So we're at 9,000, so we're going to descend 3,000 feet. Let's fly 2,000 feet per minute to begin with. And set this for 3,000. So we'll not make that at PLM at this rate, so we need to increase our rate of descent. Let's go for 3,000 feet per minute. And let's get the air brakes out. Let's speed 25 something. Okay, we're below 10,000 feet. Let's turn on the landing lights. Let's also turn on the runway turn off lights as well. So PLM, Mike Alpha 561, Mike Alpha 562, and then it's visual to the runway. Speed-wise, what we're looking at, PLM 240, 3,000 or above. Let's get to the inner draft page to get our approach speed. That will be 119 plus 5, so 124 knots, so 124. It's going to be our final approach speed. Things are about to get really dark here. Air brakes still out. Look at those things. They're huge. So the air brake retracting. Speed 240. And we're 3 miles. Let's see. Let's go 2,800. For Mike Alpha 61. And quickly double check this 2,800, and then we can descend 2.67 degree slope. No clue how we're going to do that. I don't think this has like a track FPA or something. Alright, so visibility 10 statute miles. I'm not too sure about that. 2,800. And then if we descend like, let's say, let's go 1,000. So 1,500, the vertical speed. And let's go like 700 feet per minute. Can we zoom in even? Oops. Zoom in one step further. This is our final resolution basically. So after Mike Alpha 562, is there any numbers here? I don't believe they said anything. So it really has to be visual. There's not even like an outbound radio kind of thing. Looks like the runway is right there. We didn't set our speed. 180. Let's, we might be high. What's it doing now? Let's see.
Terrain ahead. Pull up.
Morning. Okay, so it looks like actually we are We were already there. Let's have a look outside. Let's turn off the autopilot. No, we'll never make that. So then we'll just fly I forgot the name. A pattern. So just fly some sort of pattern. Let's see if we can do that using the autopilot. That would be nice. So let's, for instance, go altitude hold, and we are actually, let's just sync our heading bug. It should be this one, and we re-engage the autopilot, and we go heading select. Actually, there you go. I already lost the airport. Some shitty weather conditions, man. Alright, so what we're looking at, let's take a left turn now. So we're holding at 2,500. Actually, it looks like it's not descending, isn't it? Alt hold, heading, IAS. Our speed is okay like this, I guess. Around 210 knots. Let's go 210, I guess. And let's quickly check. That should be like 05 something. Let's dial that in. So like 047 should be reciprocal of our runway heading. So that was very short. All of a sudden the airport was right there. Now I must say visibility did not really help because you know, it was very late that we could only see the runway. And as far as descending, it looked like we were basically on schedule. So maybe that's why this is an interesting airport. I know that the runway 05 is one of the challenges, the Microsoft Flight Simulator landing challenges, but maybe the entire airport is a pain in the aviation, but you know. We're definitely climbing, and I don't understand why it should hold at our current altitude, as far as I know. Let's go 2,000. Vertical speed. Just go to 2,000 feet, please. So Mike Alpha 562. So I'm guessing probably just go Mike Alpha 561. Just do that bit again. We got 3,000 kilograms of fuel, so that's okay. We can fly for at least an hour. Right, so let's go for a left turn. So what are the numbers saying again? Have a look. So 2,800 at Mike Alpha 561. So actually a little bit low, but that should be okay. There's no terrain really. Well, the clouds are not helping. Alright, so on our way now to Mike Alpha 561, let's change the heading a little bit more. man, there is nothing to see, man. But they did warn us, a few clouds at 1500, but this does not look like a few clouds. Well, yeah, it does, but they just happen to be around the airport. Let's go 1700 and descend 1000 feet per minute. And let's go back to like 180 knots, and we can probably extend the flaps any moment now. I almost forgot to vector ourselves. So what if we try to go straight for the airport? Maybe something like this. I'm not entirely sure. This is a really... I don't like this navigation display very much. That looks like a runway. So autopilot off. So what's our speed? It is still a little bit too high, so let's get some speed brakes. Actually, let's get near the approach speed. Let's start with 140. Let's not lose sight of the runway. Be right there. So I'm not sure the speed's just not dropping, it looks like, and that's a little bit weird. We can turn off the autothrust, but that's always a little bit scary, because then you...
Speed checked, flaps 18.
Alright, thank you very much. Altitude 1200 feet, 1300. Try and keep it here for a little bit longer. Drop the gear. Flat.
Speed checked, flaps 33.
Alright, so flaps full. So let's get the cabin crew ready. We're coming in.
Cabin crew, please take the 6 for line.
So it looks like we're quite high. So let's get down a little bit swiftly here. We're now at 1000.
1000.
So the aircraft may start winding. So I'm just going to lead off a little bit over altitude with these S-turns. The flight director can go. Just confusing. Keep her coming down. It's around 700 feet per minute if possible. So there's a lot of wind. This is a straight headwind, but it was like gusting 29 knots.
500.
500 knots. Let's turn off the auto thrust. Keep her coming down.
Minimums.
Continue.
100.
It is definitely
Air
windy.
brakes out.
Air brakes out.
50. 40. 30.
I will need some rudder now.
10.
Oh shit, man. Hang on, hang on. I'm not gonna do a go around. We're setting her down.
Airspeed alive. 80 knots.
Oops, they didn't like
Go.
that.
Rotate.
It's thinking we're going to engines to idle.
Ground
That was a bit hectic.
Brake
My
pressure
apologies.
check.
But
Spirals
we're here,
yellow.
we're to La Palma, people. That was a little bit scary. But here we are. Rolling out runway 23.
60 knots.
That little light cone was a bit misleading. So we got a Transavia here, and there was some EasyJets. Air Portugal. Let's turn off the landing lights. Let's first call the follow me vehicle. So 19 suitable parkings. I'll just pick one and request you follow me. Parking brake. Ground force is fine. Let's turn off the landing lights now. Parking brake not setting. Come on, man. So we'll arrive in 46 seconds. And you may have seen the follow me car previously on the channel. When they come speeding. It is so funny. Sometimes they come like from straight ahead or something, and they just make this U-turn right in front of you at like crazy high speed. There it is. Sometimes it's look at that. Alright, let's follow them. Follow me has arrived. Parking brake release. So let's get some lame, more lame taxi music. It's already right here. Oh, that's so nice. So it is not the biggest airport. Oh yeah, GSX can then judge your parking by saying, hey man, that was not very good parking. I would hope then maybe someday it will either say nothing, but preferably it will say, Arkady, we are impressed and we want you to meet the president and you're going to become the CEO of NASA. You know, something like that. Oh, they got the information here, so let's see. Oh, we're actually spot on. It's just we need a little bit more distance. Oh, look at that guy. That's so funny. He's like behind the poles there. Minus. Oh, so we gone too far or what? No. This is like a DOS-style computer game with this music in the background. Oops. We just got the engines. So let's set the parking brake. Engines to idle. And parking brake set. And we get confirmation here as well. So let's kill the engines.
Cabin crew,
If
doors
flaps can come up.
check.
So let's see the verdict. Request deboarding. Very good parking. That is cute. I'm happy about that. My ego just got a very little awkward boner. Alright, so the stairs can go out. You're not doing it. Maybe because we need to set the chocks and then the stairs. There you go. Safety first. Alright, so let's release the passengers. Everybody can get off my plane. And on my exit, the lights can be turned off. And then we can also get the ground power unit connected. Then this will turn green, saying external AC available. There you go. So let's just turn on the external power. So the fuel pumps, we can kill them. And the anti-icing or the ice protection system.
Passengers deboarding starting.
We still got some heavy lights there on the wings. What are those? What did I forget to turn off? What did I miss? Runway exit lights are off. Oh, this went to taxi. That's it. Should be that. So, welcome to Madeira, everybody. I hope you enjoyed your flight. The landing wasn't too great. We made it down, and we're still alive. So that bit is definitely good. But it was interesting. It was definitely a challenge. It was very hard to see everything. Let's get this view here there. So these people getting off the aircraft and getting into a bus. And that is it. Alright, man, so thank you very much for checking. Always nice. And stay funky. And I will see you at the next video. Bye bye.